Hello, today I'm going to introduce to you the concept of compound sentences. Obviously, you know what a sentence is. A compound sentence is when we take one simple sentence or one independent clause and we connect it to a second independent clause. And to do that, we have two options. We can use a coordinating conjunction, otherwise known as a fanboy, or we can simply add the two independent clauses together using a new kind of punctuation, a semicolon. So we're going to work through the fanboys first. You should already know what the fanboys are: for, and, nor, but, or yet, so. And you should have a pretty good idea of their relationship. If not, go check out the fanboys video we did earlier. Remember that fanboys as coordinating conjunctions should never start sentences. That means there should be no capital letter fanboys in any of your essay writing this term, or ever. Short stories maybe, because sometimes in conversation that's just how people talk. But academic writing, don't start sentences with fanboys. Please, do your teachers a favor. Let's look at some examples using each one of the fanboys as a coordinating conjunction connecting two independent clauses. He stayed home for he feels sick. So remember that for each independent clause, we need at least one subject and at least one verb. And note the pattern. Independent clause, comma, coordinating conjunction, followed by another independent clause. So we should be able to see two distinct simple sentences or independent clauses with a coordinating conjunction in the middle and separated by a comma after the first independent clause. That should be the case for all of our examples, but some of them I'm going to go through a little quickly, so just try and keep up. Here, the coordinating conjunction is for, and remember, this one is not used very often. It sounds a little archaic. This one's like, he stayed home for he feeleth sicketh. I mean, you're probably never going to use for as a coordinating conjunction, but here's the example if you need it. Let's look at and. I am going to finish here and then eat. Again, pretty self-explanatory, right? I mean, anyway, nor is one that is going to take a little bit more focus. So we're going to spend a little bit more time on nor. Jill will neither play nor will she study. Now, remember that nor is generally paired with this word neither. And this is a little difficult to wrap your head around because something happens when we use nor. You'll notice, nor will she study, is that the subject-verb positioning kind of changes after the use of this coordinating conjunction. You wouldn't say, Jill will neither play nor she will study. This one takes a little bit of practice, but make a note. Whenever you see nor, the subject-verb gets inverted. And that's something for you to remember, and it's probably going to be on a quiz if you're taking a quiz on this test, so remember. But Tim wants to play, but he has to stay. So here, Tim wants to play is our first independent clause. But, remember the relationship with but is showing some sort of difference between the first and the second clause. He has to study, okay? This is something he needs to do, so obviously he can't play. He wants to, but he can't. He has to study. Either we go home or we stay here. So remember, just like nor, or is usually partnered with either or either or, neither nor, or neither nor. There's some pronunciation possibilities there. Ted is smart, yet he's so lazy. Yet functions just like but, does the same thing. It shows contrast. Remember that each of these fanboys has a different relational component. They're connecting these ideas in a different way. So, he felt sick, so he stayed home. Here, I added a question mark to make this statement into a question. Somebody asking for more information. But do you notice that the clauses here are the same as the clauses here? They're just inverted. The relationship between for and so are also kind of inverted relationships. They do the opposite thing. If for kind of takes the place as because, right? We could say he stayed home because he feels sick. Well, here he felt sick, so therefore he stayed home. The relationship is just the opposite. This shows the cause and the effect. He felt sick, that's what's happening, and then the effect of him being sick is he stayed home. Here we have the effect first. He stayed home because, showing the cause, he feels sick. Now, these are fanboys examples. Did you notice the mistake that I made on the board? That's right. As I went through all of these examples, one of them does not follow the rules. I started by telling you the pattern is independent clause, comma, conjunction, independent clause. One of these isn't doing that. Which one? I'll let you think about it for a second. Seconds up. It was number 2. It was and. This one, the one that I just skipped over to get to nor. I was being really tricky. Now, let's look at it. I am going to finish here and then eat. This is not a compound sentence. There's only one clause here. So how do we fix it? Really simply. First, I need to get rid of than. I mean, I don't have to, but it's going to make my writing job a little easier. But that would fix the problem. I could say, I am going to finish here, and I will eat. I'll eat. Now we have 2 subjects and 2 verbs with a coordinating conjunction in the middle. So what about this other pattern? I see, semicolon, I see. Well, as you can see, the fanboys each have their own relational connections. They give you the understanding of what the connection is between these 2 clauses. However, if I simply use my semicolon, I don't have the understanding, the clear idea of what the relationship is. When I use a semicolon to connect 2 ideas, I'm really leaving it up to the reader or the listener to make the connection for themselves. So while this is a good way to kind of change up your writing every once in a while, sometimes it's a little easier, just keep in mind that this kind of compound sentence makes your reader work a little more, and it can leave a little bit of ambiguity or misunderstanding of what the connection is between your 2 independent clauses. Let's review.
Intro to compound sentences. What is a compound sentence? A compound sentence is 2 independent clauses connected using a coordinating conjunction or semicolon to create one complete thought or sentence. What are the 2 patterns for compound sentences? I see, comma, conjunction, I see, or I see, semicolon, I see. What are the fanboys? For, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. What is the difference between either or and neither nor? Either or are positive and the order of words stays the same. Neither nor are negative and the syntax or word order changes after nor. Example, nor does she. What is the relationship between the coordinating conjunctions for and so? They both show a cause and effect relationship, but they have the opposite functions. For shows cause, so shows effect. What is the function of a semicolon? A semicolon connects two independent clauses, but it does not specify their connection or relationship.